The Berlin Wall wasn't just a barrier of concrete and steel. It was a symbol of fear, division, and a world torn in two. After World War II, Germany was split between the Allies. The West, backed by the United States, Britain and France, and the East, controlled by the Soviet Union. Berlin, although deep in East Germany, was also divided. It became a city of contradiction, free in the West, controlled in the East. But by the late 1950s, people were fleeing East Germany in droves. Over 2.5 million people crossed into West Berlin, seeking freedom and opportunity. The East was bleeding its skilled workers, its future. And then, on August 13th, 1961, the unthinkable happened. In the dead of night, the East German government, backed by the Soviets, began constructing a wall. Not just a fence, but a deadly, fortified barrier, stretching nearly 100 miles. Families were torn apart, friends separated. In a matter of hours, a city and a nation was split in two. The Berlin Wall became a physical and emotional scar. Watchtowers, barbed wire, and armed guards created what the world came to call the death strip. More than 140 people lost their lives trying to escape, risking everything for a taste of freedom. But the wall couldn't stop the world from watching. It couldn't silence the voices demanding change. In 1987, US President Ronald Reagan stood before the Brandenburg Gate and said the iconic words, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." And 2 years later, on November 9th, 1989, it happened. Under growing pressure and mass protests, the East German government announced that citizens could freely cross the border. Crowds rushed the wall. They climbed, cheered, and began to break it down with their bare hands. Tears flowed. Hugs were shared. For the first time in 28 years, Berlin was one city again. The fall of the Berlin Wall marked the beginning of the end for the Cold War. It proved that no wall, no matter how tall or strong, could withstand the will of the people. The wall once built to keep freedom out had become a monument to its unstoppable power. Today, only fragments of the Berlin Wall remain, but its lessons still echo. Division can be built in a night, but unity is always worth the fight.